I've been waiting for this one. It's not the Boston Celtics, but it was a big game against the guys across the highway over there. We needed it, so it deserves a nice cigar. And to go along with the cigar, come on now. We got what we needed, and it was big. Big win. LeBron James, you're the MVP. Allie, it's your show.
And with that, we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern Honda dealers. Allie Clifton, he is the one and only Hall of Famer. Big game. James Worthy, your Lakers insider. Mike Bresnahan, big game. I need some of that.
Now that's how you get redemption, baby.
He said it.
Redeeming yourself against the Clippers. That was a well-played game, gentlemen and lady.
Today, redemption is spelled L-E-B-R-O-N. Yet another statement game for him. He was good against Milwaukee, James. I would say he was even better tonight when the Lakers needed tough buckets. He was the guy to make it happen. By the way, Avery Bradley, 6 threes. A revenge game after the Clippers traded him last season. It smells pretty good right there, by the way.
It's a good one right here.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious.
I feel so honored to be sitting here as you just had that moment. That was incredible.
I'm a Laker for life, and I hold it in sometime, and I was not happy that the Lakers had lost 2. Clippers are a good team. Yeah. It is a good team. We needed a win. Started in Boston. We won against a good defensive team. Philly came in here a little light. Then Milwaukee. So we're trending very well right now. And I just think that the Lakers played extremely good tonight. As you mentioned, Bradley was big. I thought Kuzma getting a couple offensive rebounds when he didn't have the shot. I just thought Pope hitting some big layups. They played really well as a team against a tough team. And they did not falter. They didn't quit. They finished the game, and that's why I'm lighting this cigar.
No better way to cap off a statement weekend for the Los Angeles Lakers, as he just alluded to. That is the way you do it right there. Let me just add one stat before we get to the highlight, because we talked about it. Heading into that fourth quarter, the Lakers were 41-0 when leading after 3. They're now 42-0. That's dominating. That's astonishing. They have the best defensive rating in the fourth quarter. Obviously, that number speaks for itself. Again, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, as they mentioned, superstars took control, but Avery Bradley, your X factor. We're going to get into all of that in just a moment. But first, it was so good. We got to check it out again.
Oh, I am.
MVP chance for LeBron at a Clipper home game.
Score 112-103. Lakers improved to 49-13. Anthony Davis led the way for the Lakers, 30 points, 11 of 19 from the field, 8 boards. He and LeBron combined for 58 today, combined for 67 versus the Bucks on Friday. Big weekend for the two of them. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. You see both duos? They cancel each other out. 58-58. Your X factor right there. Avery Bradley, 9 of 17 from the field, 6 of 12, a season high for AB from deep. Let's go back to Staples Center. Anthony Davis is with Mike Trudell.
All right, AD, down 4 at the half. You guys really flipped things around in the second half. What did you do on both ends to take control of this game against the one team that you guys hadn't beat yet?
We just got some stops defensively. Coach told us that our offense was going to click just like it did last game in the third quarter. And we got into a rhythm. Guys made big-time plays, big-time shots. But most importantly, holding the team who's been #1 in the league when they're fully healthy, so 103 points. Our defense won it for us tonight.
Milwaukee on Friday, the Clippers today. These are 2 of the tougher tests, AD. What does it tell you, if anything? I know you were confident going in, but what does it tell you to get these back-to-back wins?
And when we play the right way and play off-solid basketball, we're a tough team to beat. You know, the first 2 times we played them, and even in Milwaukee, we beat ourselves. And, you know, this game we came out and tried to limit our self-inflicted turnovers. And when we do that, then we can get good shots on goal and able to make big-time plays. But, you know, we learned from our previous 2 games against the Clippers, and you know, they're a tough team. You know, they've been playing well. They're a strong team when they're healthy. We just wanted to make sure that, you know, we came out tonight and get the win.
I want to ask you about that guy that just walked by, Avery Bradley, 6 threes tonight, AD. You and LeBron are going to create open looks, but it's got to be huge for you to have somebody step in like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's been shooting the ball extremely well over the past couple of months, and he did again tonight. You know, when you got guys who's knocking down shots, it opens up the floor for me and Bron, and you know, having confidence in big-time moments to swing to these guys, knowing that they're going to make shots is huge for us and gets their confidence going and headed into the playoffs. But it was an overall great team win, and, you know, we just got to keep it going. It's only one game, you know, but we're happy that we got this one.
All right, thanks, AD. All right, guys, Anthony Davis heading off the floor with LeBron James. An impressive performance as the Lakers win 112-103 in this.
Thanks so much, Mike. And I want to talk about something that AD said right there. The Clippers had been playing well, especially when they're healthy. We talked about it in the pregame. They had won 6 in a row. They're 10-0 when they're at full strength. And today the Lakers knew that coming in. We talked in the pregame as well how important it was for Anthony Davis to step up and be able to kind of separate himself, because we knew LeBron James, Kawhi, they were going to cancel each other out, 28 and 27 between the two of them. But AD came to work, especially there in that third quarter. He and Rondo connected and kept that momentum rolling.
Yeah, AD a little slow start, and then as the game progressed, he found his spots. It took him a while to find his comfort areas. A lot of that big night, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, did well.
Brez, you look at these numbers right here. I think at the very beginning of the season, we all wanted to slide Kyle Kuzma with no question into that third role. And I think what this team is learning, given that they're all about one common goal, is maybe that third option could come and be someone different every single night. And today it was Avery Bradley.
Yeah, and Kyle was pretty solid against the Bucks, I thought. He did some pretty good things. But you're right, he doesn't have to be the anointed number 3. It can be Avery Bradley on a night like tonight. By the way, KCP, some pretty big plays. Took a charge on Paul George in the fourth quarter. 2 big finger roll type of plays also in the fourth quarter. So it's not going to be 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. You need a couple guys to kind of help out, to kind of fill in the cracks from when AD and LeBron are doing their stuff. And you know what? The Lakers definitely had that tonight with Avery Bradley. Yeah. He has not been shy about how he felt a little surprised and disappointed when the Clippers traded them last year. Revenge for him tonight. Yeah,
and I think Kuz, with the 10 rebounds,
that's a great point.
And 3 offensive when they needed big buckets. Didn't really get the scoring, but he got some huge buckets, some putbacks when they needed it. Big game for him.
Guys stepping up all over the floor. Let's hear from Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Frank, what changed the most in the second half when you started to take control?
I think we started winning 50-50 balls. I thought we got more aggressive in our catch and shoot situations at the three-point line, particularly Avery Bradley. And, we had the mindset that, there was going to be a wall at the rim. There was going to be a collision at the rim, the entire second half. And, for the most part, we did, just made sure that we were protecting the rim. We probably fouled a little too much, but there were a lot of great no-foul possessions. But I'd probably say those 3 things.
You've been winning consistently all season, but do you learn anything more this weekend with the wins coming against Milwaukee and the Clippers?
I think you learn every time you play a game, but we do keep the regular season games in perspective. There's a lot of factors that go into these games that really don't matter come playoff time, whether you win or lose. But to measure the habits that we're trying to build, it's very encouraging to see our guys perform at this level against 2 of the best teams in the league.
How about LeBron just continuing to get to the basket at this rate against these kind of defenses and the stuff that we've seen in the playoffs the past? What did you make of his weekend?
He was unbelievable. His best weekend in the Lakers uniform. I'm assuming that I wasn't here last year, but in my mind, this season, this was his best 2-game stretch. Really just dominated both games and helped close them out. AD and Bron both down the stretch of the Milwaukee game helped close it out, and AD was in foul trouble tonight. He had some big buckets, but Bron down the stretch just going to the rim, attacking, down the stretch against any matchup that they put on him. He was just too much for him, and just an outstanding performance.
Avery Bradley was sensational today. Was that by design? Did he have a hot hand?
He's been hot the last, 5-6 weeks or so. We always want our guys to be catch and shoot aggressive on the perimeter. We know that, Anthony and LeBron are going to get double teamed when the ball swings. There's no hesitation. And, I thought our team collectively as a group for a second game in a row were a little bit hesitant at the three-point line in the first half. But he really got going and was, obviously a huge part of the win.
You guys have done this all year where third quarter you flip I don't want to say flip a switch, but you seize control of games. Happened Friday night, it's happened in Houston, happened again tonight. Is that your halftime speech or is that characteristic of the team?
Great halftime speaker, so it's got to be the head coach. No, there's been plenty of times where we lost games or lost leads in the third quarter as well, but This weekend, the third quarter has been good for us. You know, we highlighted that in our film session yesterday in the Milwaukee win, you know, that we had a huge 18-0 run or something like that in the third. We talked about that again at halftime today. Like, this is going to be our quarter. It's time to make our run. And, you know, we were great in that stretch, and really down the stretch late in the games, I think has been more critical with the last two wins, is how we've executed offensively down the stretch.
You've talked before about LeBron and how there are certain games where you know you don't have to talk to him pregame, just in general, because he's got that locked-in look in his eye or attitude. Was he like that before these last two games?
I don't know. I was too locked in to notice what everybody else was doing. He was pretty locked in. You know, it wasn't our whole locker room. There wasn't a lot of you know, laughing and joking before the game. You know, we knew we wanted to just have a seriousness to our approach tonight, and I think it showed up in the game.
Frank, you said again and again that this would not be a statement game, but to win the way you did on Friday in the Golden Age, how much momentum does that give you guys?
You know, we've got some momentum. I think it keeps it more than anything. You know, but you know, in the regular season. Losses, wins, we wipe out the result and we focus on the lessons we learned in that game, you know, and we try to get better for the next one. You know, we'll take some things we did well, some things we could have done better from this game, all the habits we're trying to build that we know are going to win for us in the playoffs, and you know, that's what this game means to us.
Frank, did today almost feel like a home game?
Of course, we're in Staples Center. All Staples Center games feel like home games, for sure. And obviously our fans turn out. Lakers fans turn out no matter where we are, but in particular for this road game.
Guys, I want to talk to Avery Bradley a little bit more, and rightfully so. I think we keep talking about him. Brad, you talked about maybe him having a little bit of revenge and that kind of mentality going against the Clippers. And we saw what he was capable in the zone that he's in on the offensive end of the floor. Of course, his season high was 6 threes, 24 points. But one thing we saw early out of him is just that tenacity, that relentless attitude. You know, against the Sixers, he strips that ball from Al Horford. Today was taking that challenge against a guy who can simply take you out of the game mentally, in Pat Beverly. He didn't back down.
Yeah, Pat Beverly has caused a lot of problems for the Lakers over the years. Remember when Lonzo was a rookie, James, and Beverly went right at him, got in his head, really threw him off his game for pretty much the entire season whenever they played each other. And Avery Bradley was going to have his zone, and I don't remember him having a game like this in a long time. And you know what? He might not either. Because when he was with the Clippers the last 2 seasons, a lot of injuries, a lot of reasons for him to kind of get down on his game. He was traded to Memphis last February, kind of rediscovered his offense a little bit. Yeah. It was enough for the Lakers to say, okay, we're going to give you a 2-year deal worth almost $10 million. Let's see what you can do. Pay dividends today.
I'm glad that we have him, because the Lakers need a pit bull like that. Yeah. You know, when a bully gets smacked down by another, you know, somebody's not going to take it. You see what happens. You know, no Beverly. You know, all of a sudden he met somebody, and Bradley's tougher than Beverly. You know, Beverly has tactics, and he tries to take you out of the game when he knows the referee's going to step in. But Bradley's not like that. Bradley's a player, and he's, you know, he doesn't like to be punked. He doesn't like to be, you know, come at like that. And he let Beverly know, stripped him in half court, then got in his face and said, no mas. And I like that. And, you know, that set the tone, I think, defensively. And then offensively, we talked about how he has to be a threat. He understands that. He has that one curl play that's very efficient for him. He knocks down shots.
We were watching the game, yeah.
And then he has that corner shot. I think the corner, it takes the backboard out. You know, when you're in front, you see everything. And I think a lot of guys get in that corner, they feel very comfortable. He's one of them. Pope's another one that likes that corner shot.
And if Frank Vogel is going to make the adjustments, as we've seen him make all season long, and do it so well like he did today, your bigs combined for just 19 minutes of action. So if you're going to play small ball and compete against the league's best, you got to have players like that are willing to be.
Turnovers.
How about only 12 assists for the Clippers?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's some good defense by the Lakers.
Right there, man.
Disrupting that offense right there.
Let's go back to the locker room. LeBron is with Mike.
LeBron, Rajon was just saying that, of course, you're always penetrating into the paint, and you wouldn't lead the league in assists if not for creating that. But has there been anything about you getting all the way to the rim, finishing with Milwaukee and the Clippers these last 2 games that kind of stimulates what we've seen from you in the playoffs past?
Just taking what the defense give me, reading, reacting. You know, I was able to get to the rim a couple of times in the fourth quarter. One time they cut me off. I was able to find, you know, Rajon on the three in the corner, but he missed it, which was a great shot. I was able to drive again. They collapsed, and I found AD on the baseline for a reverse dunk. So, you know, it's nothing. Just don't predetermine what I'm doing. Just reading and reacting to what the defense is giving me.
He also said that the key to the impressing of him was basically the defensive end for you. You took on the challenge of Giannis tonight, some time on Kawhi, some time on PG. What's it been about defensively for you these last couple of games?
I mean, I'm one to just do whatever it takes for our team to win. And if my teammates need me to take the challenge defensively, offensively, whatever, I'll take it, you know. And my teammates asked me to do it this weekend, and the rest is history.
You said you already knew what this team was about before the win on Friday. I assume that's the case again today. But nonetheless, what does it say, just beating Milwaukee, beating the Clippers, two of the teams at the top of the league as you are?
It's a really good weekend for us. You know, playing against two of the best teams. You know, the top two teams in the league, including with us, as far as record-wise. But I just think the way we just kept our composure throughout the whole game, both for 96 minutes, both of us Milwaukee for 48, both with the Clippers as well. No matter what was going on throughout the course of the game, we just held our composure. We continued to get stops. We continued to execute. And I think the best thing that came out of both games is we didn't have high turnover games. When we don't turn the ball over and we're able to get good shots, you know, it helps us out tremendously, especially on the defensive end.
What did Avery do with his shooting, especially early when you guys were struggling to find some shots?
He did everything. He was spectacular from both. You know, we know we're gonna get from him defensively, but what he gave us offensively tonight was gigantic. And you know, every time they, you know, made a run or we needed a shot to make, especially not only in the first quarter but in the third as well, when he got hot, just hitting them threes, hitting 6 of them, he was wonderful.
How unique of an environment is this when you guys are the road team, but you know you're getting MVP chants, they're cheering for buckets for both teams? Just how unique an experience is that for you guys to play in?
It's a very unique experience. We've had a lot of that this year on the road. I mean, one thing about a Laker faithful come out and they, no matter where we are, no matter if we're here in Staples, if we're a road team or a home team, or we in other arenas around America, they've been with us all year. And you know, that's definitely that's a blessing and a gift to have. You know, especially when you have road games.
You guys are 42-0 this year.
Say that again?
You guys are 42-0 this year now, taking a lead into the fourth quarter. What about your late game execution that allowed you to be perfect?
I don't know. I mean, I think if I can say two things, one, that we are really good defensively in the fourth, and we know we want to get to offensively. We know how we want to get a shot. We know how we want to execute offensively, and then defensively we lock down.
LeBron, what does it mean to you, just on a personal satisfaction level, to be able to perform like this weekend at this stage of your career with this type of mileage? Just what does it mean to you?
I don't know. That's for you guys to talk about. For me, I prepare myself, both in my body, my mind, and to endure anything, even at this stage in my career. I know, you know, what it takes for me to be prepared mentally and physically to go out and perform at a high level, and it's my responsibility to put this team in a position to be successful. You know, and they look at me as a leader, and it's my job to not only on the floor get guys opportunities, get them great looks, but inspire them as well, and show to them that you know, I'm not slowing down even at this stage of my career. So it's just a blessing. It's a blessing to still be doing what I'm doing at this juncture in my career.
Doc said that you're pretty much the only player that he's ever seen that keeps getting better every year. Do you agree with that? Do you think that you're better now than you ever were?
I've said it a couple times. I feel like, you know, right now I'm just playing some really good basketball. Last year, obviously, started off really well, but, you know, the injury, you know, hurt me a lot physically and mentally as well, having an injury like that. So, you know, just I put a lot of work into my game this offseason. I put a lot of work into my rehabbing, you know, with my groin, getting back to full strength. Even when I was shooting the movie, you know, if you follow me on social media, I was in the weight room at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, making sure that I was preparing myself for this season, no matter what was going on, just keeping the main thing, and that's how I take care of my body, how I take care of my game, how I can take care of my mind. So I want to try to continue to get better. You know, even if it's physically, you know, if I lose a step here, but, you know, when your mind is sharp and you have a huge, you know, a big basketball IQ, you can always cover for those things.
How would you describe the dynamic?
I'll give you the last one after this. Say that again?
How would you describe the dynamic that has developed between these two teams, the rosters, the players on the floor over the course of the season, over the course of these matchups?
I don't know. Both teams has aspirations of something bigger than a regular season win, but both teams understand that it's a process and want to try to continue to get better throughout the year. and put themselves in position to be at full strength when the postseason come around, but also not losing sight of what needs to happen today and tomorrow. So I know that's from our perspective, and it looks like they're doing the same.
What's it like diving for a ball on the court these days?
It's just whatever it takes to win. You know, for me, what helped, I was already on the floor. That helped out a lot, and having a wingspan that's pretty long. I was able to grab it before a Clipper guy got it and get up and get it to a teammate. So
last year, LeBron and AD.
Yeah. Last year, LeBron and AD.
The exception.
AD scored 11 of his 30 points in the third quarter. He's now speaking in the locker room with Kirsten Watson.
Anthony, you guys struggled a bit offensively to open up the game, but you found your rhythm, it seemed like, kind of each quarter. What adjustments did you guys have to make in game?
Just kind of settle down. We learned a lot from the previous 2 games, and we didn't want to make those same mistakes. Knowing that they're going to help anytime we get into the paint, and we got to find our shooters with one less dribble than we usually make. So. Then we only had 11 turnovers tonight, which is great for us. We want to stay under 12, but we didn't have any self-inflicted plays where we just kind of gave them the ball and let them get on transition.
And defense was key. So what was the conversation on the court? What was the focus for you guys tonight?
Locking in, locking to the game plan, knowing guys' personnel, knowing that the ball's going to be in Kawhi, PG, and Lou's hand, force them to their. They good going both ways, but force them to their weaker hand, and just showing walls so they can't get to the basket, make them take tough shots, no rise up threes, and we did a good job of that. They made some tough shots. But our help side was there, taking charges and getting a lot of deflections, and that's what we got to continue to do.
You've referenced before some of the struggles you guys have had when LeBron steps out. That third quarter stretch, you guys extend the lead without LeBron on the floor. What was key there, and what happened?
We're going to need to be able to play without him in the playoffs a little bit when he needs his rest. And so, we getting so much better at it. We're continuing to learn and try to figure out, plays and sets that we can run without him on the floor with the guys that we have in. And also, guys are playing with a lot of confidence, making shots. We've taken a challenge defensively when he's out the game, and it's been working for us. So, when he gets his rest, we all got to step up.
What would the playoff series against the Clippers be like?
Just like that. Chippy, defensive-minded, scrappy, the best type of game. Coming out of there with bloody lips and scratches, and guys taking charges and guys chirping. Those are the type of games that you live for. The fun games in basketball that every player in his locker room wants, and it was a fun game
Did today feel like a home game, and if you guys did win the playoffs, would that be a big advantage for you guys?
We feel like everywhere we go it's a home game. Laker Nation always travels, so they were definitely on our side today.
Going forward, how's the series changed psychologically? Going forward, how's it changed psychologically that you guys have now both beaten each other at full strength?
It's one game, but like I said, the first 2 games we beat ourselves. We feel like we had both games, and we kind of beat ourselves and gave the game away. Right now, it feels good just because we can create a little bit more separation in the standings. They're creeping up on us. So, but it was a good win, especially for a 12:30 game. Sometimes it's not our typical games that we like to play on, but it was a good win for us.
You guys turned things around in the third quarter. You guys turned things around in the third quarter, and you've done that multiple times. Is that a characteristic of this team?
Just try to come out in the second half and not let the game get away from us. Down 4, and remember what we did against Milwaukee. We're going to start the third quarter on an 18-0 run.
Right.
And we wanted to make sure that we come out with a little bit more offensive intensity and aggression. We didn't shoot the ball well in the first half, and guys shot extremely well in the second half. So guys just came out more aggressive.
Last question.
Defense and the is it for this team to win these last 2 games? How big of an accomplishment would you say it is to win these 2 games against 2 elite teams?
We know the type of team that we are. If we don't do things that to beat ourselves, then we feel we can beat anybody. And like I said, the first time we played Milwaukee and the previous 2 times we played the Clippers, we beat ourselves. And when we don't do that, and you know, get a shot on goal every time and don't turn the ball over, then you know, we're a tough team to beat.
What did the kind of weekend that LeBron had this weekend, the way he played against Giannis, and then what he did for you guys tonight, what kind of message does that send?
MVP. That's it.
And then let me go dap up your brother. That was kind of fun. Let's hear from Kyle Kuzma. He's with Kirsten in the locker room.
Kyle, there was a moment in the third quarter where you guys, LeBron was out, and you, KCP, had to step up and really kind of put some points on the board. How crucial are those moments when he's out for you guys to maintain the momentum?
Super huge, especially because most of the time, you know, throughout the entire season, anytime he's out the game, we kind of hit a dud out there on the court. So I think it was huge, especially in this type of game and the magnitude of it. So that was big.
What does it say about just the growth of this team, considering the last 2 times you've played the Clippers and to now you get the win? What does it say about how far you guys have come?
We just made strides, made growth. I think that's the biggest thing that we've done since meeting them on Christmas. And, you know, I think, you know, that's what the season's for. It's 82 games, and our coaching staff says it all the time. You know, every game is rehearsal, and, you know, it just leads up and leads up to, you know, you can see that growth, and I think most people saw it today.
Defensively, where do you feel, or what do you have the most pride in defensively, and where you've kind of grown even within this own season?
Guard perimeter players. You know, when I have an opportunity to guard people, you know, my size or lower, you know, more keyed in, and allows me just to use my body, my agility, and other things instead of, you know, getting pounded in the chest. So.
There were some chippy moments out there tonight. Was that a sign of how much this game meant to you guys?
I don't think we were chippy at all. I think that was more so them. We just tried to play our game plan to a T. Try to, you know, play within ourselves and not beat ourselves. And I think it was more so coming from them than us. So.
For the easy bucket, the Lakers did not give up. The Clippers made a little run right there, but they executed well, and I particularly like what AD said. They learn to play when LeBron is not in the game. And my hat's off to Bradley today. He was amazing on the defensive end, and they're going to need that. They're going to need a pit bull that's biting every night.
Speaking of Avery Bradley, he scored a season-high 24 points. Let's hear from him. He's speaking with the media.
Really important to us. We wanted to focus on, you know, playing basketball the right way, and we know that we're a much better team than what we showed, you know, the previous times we played those guys, and tonight I feel like we were able to show that.
Avery, even though it was in the first quarter, they're up 10-5. You guys call timeout. You guys get back-to-back steals, and you were one of the guys with back-to-back steals. That seemed to, like, get you guys right back in it. Is that accurate? And kind of describe the chippiness of this thing.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of set the tone in a way. You know, LeBron set the tone with his the plays that he was making on both ends of the floor. But, you know, that's what type of team we need to be. We said it from the beginning of the year. We need to be a defensive-minded team. And tonight I feel like we have some great, consistent defensive plays.
Yeah, you guys mentioned that it could be anybody's night on any given night. How important is it the way teams are going to guard you when somebody besides LeBron and AD steps up and makes shots?
It's really important. You know, throughout this year, it's been Cardwell Pope at times. It's been Danny Green. It's been AC. It's been Dwight. I mean, I can go down the list. You know, we just have to all have that confidence. That's what it is. You have to have that confidence to go out there and believe that you can make the shots and, you know, just continue to play the right way.
When you have a guy who's made his mark primarily on the defensive end, what's it like for you personally when the team needed that?
I think, you know, it's great. It's great for our team. It's all about the team. And like I just said, you know, if it's not me, it needs to be someone else. And at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to have my defensive mindset because I know that's what I need to bring to this team.
But you do have a career day offensively, 27 points. Was that by design? I mean, Michael Cooper predicted this. Are you tight with Coop, the former Laker great?
Yeah, maybe.
You guys already know who you are. At this point of the season, you didn't need that necessarily, but is there something a little bit that you can gain over the game against the Bucks and then today against the Clippers?
For sure. Even in losses, we learn it. We're still learning. We're trying to get to where we want to be. We know we didn't play our best basketball tonight. Even though we got a win, can learn when a win is a lot better than learning from a loss. But, you know, we want to play perfect basketball for 48 minutes. We know we're going to have to be that in order to be last team standing. So, in wins and losses, we still can continue to learn, go to the drawing board and figure out how we can guard and match up certain people and how we can get better.
You've had games where you hit 7 threes, including the season opener against the Clippers. Tonight it was Avery who was getting those looks and hit 6 of them. How are those happening? How much of it is off of the actions you're running versus LeBron and AD, and what's the key for guys like you and Avery?
I think it was just more so of him just running the floor, pushing the pace, and for some reason they weren't paying that much, I wouldn't say paying much attention to him, but he was aggressive. And when we're running the floor, our wings, our bigs, it opens the floor, and he's putting that pressure on the rim. It's easy to find him, in that corner or the wing. And he got some good open looks, got a rhythm early, and he knocked him down. We needed it.
What did you guys do defensively against both the Clippers and the Bucks in holding them below their average and making things difficult?
Do what we normally do. That's our identity. We've always been a pretty good defensive team from the start of the season, rotating better, through different things on different looks, try to stay out of foul trouble, limit their all-stars as much as we could, and obviously hopefully that they have an off night and miss some. But we were scrambling, rotating, and communicating, and we rebounded the way we needed to. In the second half, to start the game, we didn't, but from second quarter on, I think we did a better job.
Lake Show is coming up right after this. Here's a sneak